guys, what's up? Welcome back on my channel Trending Signal. This is Caterina from Italy. Today I'm going to react to a little bit different type of video, and this video title is Duties of Wife. So I've found this video while I was searching about Indian women in Indian culture. So what society is expecting from Indian women, what are the duties, what are the rules, the social rules that they have to respect. So while I was doing this research on my own, I bumped into this type of video and I could not help myself from being shocked about what this woman is saying in this video. So it is absolutely unbelievable for me that a woman can suggest this type of stuff. It is shocking, like in 2023 there are still these gender inequality between men and women inside a married relationship. So I want to talk about all these points and I'm going to react on this video, even if it will be very hard for me to hear this type of things that she is saying, because this is absolutely craziness. This is so far from the way I grew up in. But I want to say a little disclaimer before starting. I want to say that this video is referring to Indian women because the woman that is talking, it is Indian, okay? But I want to say that my reaction would be the same in any case, under every circumstances, even if this woman was European, Japanese, African, I don't care. The things that she is saying are so hard and they are no sense to me. So I want to talk about these in a general way, because these things should not be saying. Nobody should say this type of stuff under any circumstances. But I don't want to talk more. I want to let her speak, and I will try to be calm as much as I can. But before starting, let's roll the intro. Hard to listen, I know already.
Hare Krsna. Today we speak about the duties of wife. So duties of wife means the wife has to be sweet in her speech. Bhagavad Gita chapter 17 verse 15 talks about that too. So it's not just for the wife, it's for the husbands also. But the wives especially have to be sweet in speech, because husbands cannot tolerate if the speech is not sweet. Chanakya Pandita says that. He says if the mother is not a devotee and if the wife does not speak sweetly, then such a husband can go and stay with the wild animals in the forest. What does that mean? If you go to the forest, wild animals will eat you up. Yeah, but if you stay in the house, in Chanakya Pandita is saying that's better. If that is better means staying with the wife who is not sweet in speech is more worse than living with the wild animals and becoming dead also. So, the wife has to really control her desire to express her emotions through speech, especially.
Okay, if I stop here the video, what she is saying, she just said in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes speech is unbelievable. So basically she is saying that a wife should not express her emotions because she has to look sweet and smiley all the time. Like she's a sort of robot and not a human being, because otherwise the man can left her and go to live with animals in the wild. So you know what? You go. You are free to go. And thank you for comparing women to wild animals if they don't act sweet and smiley all the time. Wow, very, very good comparison. But let's move on because there is more.
The emotions are harsh. Okay, that's the one.
This is number one.
If we are having some affection, gratitude, we must speak. Go on speaking. Because husbands like to become the hero of the wife. Husbands like to be the provider of the wife. So, if the wife explains, oh, you did this, I'm so happy, oh, you're looking so good, oh, how you thought of buying this, so nice of you, something like this. So, you're making him feel like a hero, you're making him feel like a provider. Yeah, these are the things they like to hear. But the opposite of this, this house is too small, I don't like this area. Now, these things the husband will find it difficult if in case his pocket doesn't permit something bigger. Then as a wife we have to learn to make the house look bigger by keeping things organized. Inside a cupboard we can have a small shelf to stuff so many things. So do something and make the house look empty, like a temple. Keep it neat, keep it clean. So if we can keep the house neat and clean and then tell the husband, what a big house, I really love this, it's so nice, then he will be thinking, I wish I could give her even more bigger house, I wish she had even more space. So the more we appreciate, the more they will want to do more for us. So if you really want something more, learn to appreciate what he has already given. And do that with a sincere heart. It should be very genuine. It should come from the heart, for which we have to start becoming grateful to our husband.
Okay, so basically she's giving some advice on how to manipulate your husband for having a bigger home. So this is a very good example for what you don't have to do, because you are not asked to please your husband. Husband doesn't need to be pleased. He's a person, wife is a person, so both can work and both can save money for achieving a bigger goals. There is no provider and there is no provided.
For every single thing, because you see the plight of those who are not with their husbands, or for whom the husband is no more, or for those who have not got a husband even though they are 40 years. Compared to them,
so
the one who has a husband has actually a lot.
So don't feel bad for your situation, because there are some girls who are 40 and they didn't find a husband. Oh my god. I feel bad for this woman. Like, hello, we are in 2023. In which century she's living in? I mean, a woman should not feel bad because there are other people that didn't find a husband. So what? People should feel pity and compassion because a woman didn't find a husband by her 40. I mean, it cannot be just her choice not to get married. She has to be married with someone, like forcefully, no matter what.
If we know to value each and everything we got, don't we expect them to say that you cooked nicely?
Each and everything.
Don't we expect them to say you are looking so sweet?
No.
You are so sweet. You look so good. Don't we expect them to appreciate us? In the same manner, we have to appreciate them too. So this is about sweet speech. And
so don't expect that your husband compliments you, because you are a servant and you are there to serve him, not to be appreciated or anything. Don't expect that your husband will be nice to you, because you don't deserve anything, basically. You are just there to be his servant. So this is what she's saying. To be appreciated or anything. Don't expect that your husband will be nice to you, because you don't deserve anything, basically. You are just there to be his servant. So this is what she's saying. Good. Go.
What we must avoid is talking about the in-laws, the negatives, If we are criticizing our in-laws, that can be like piercing a knife into the heart of our husband. So we have to be very careful. I'm not saying that. Draupadi said that. When Krishna's wives came to meet Draupadi, they asked her, how is that all the 5 husbands of yours are fully under your control? See, our Krishna, he's only talking about the gopis in his sleep, So, if Krishna is calling out gopis' names, the wives were feeling that Krishna is not under our control. So, now what was the secret that Draupadi shared? She told, see, the 2 things that you have to remember. I never criticize my in-laws, and I make sure that I follow the traditions what my mother-in-law has taught me. So whatever your mother-in-law, may be following as far as rituals, worship is concerned, if we can follow as a good daughter-in-law, then the husband will simply be impressed. This Draupadi's techniques means she never complained about her mother-in-law, and she never disobeyed the mother-in-law's way of life, the rituals, the puja, the worship, whatever the mother-in-law did, she also did. That's it. If we can be not complaining, then the husbands will love it the most. So this is about what not to speak.
Like what she is saying, actually, it's not totally wrong in this case, because she is saying, okay, so the daughter-in-law should try to maintain the peace inside the home, should follow the mother-in-law advice and everything, so that the husband would love her the most. So it's a sort of reward, no? The husband love is a reward for that poor girl, because she has to help the mother-in-law, she has to agree with the mother-in-law. I'm saying that, of course, if you live with your in-laws, you should try to do the best as you can for maintaining the peace and having a good environment so that everyone can live peacefully in. But that doesn't mean that you have to be completely eliminated and you're not entitled to have an opinion, you're not entitled to a different idea. You cannot express yourself because you are basically so submissed that you have just to obey, and you're not entitled to have your own opinion, to have a disagreement, to have a discussion, of course in a kind way, but you are entitled to have a different opinion. And in theory, your husband should love you even if you don't think the same. It's not a reward. You're not a dog that needs a carrot, or a horse that needs a carrot, like a reward, no? Let's go.
Never complain about in-laws. Never complain about the husband's friends, and glorify the husband for every single thing he does. Glorify him about his good looks.
Oh, wow.
That's about speech and making him feel like a hero and making him feel like a provider. Next thing is about a man's, how to get into the man's heart is through his tummy. That is cook. Cook nicely.
Oh God,
learn to cook. If we do not know, let us learn to cook. And let us do it in a way that he likes it. I know of couples, whose husband likes South Indian and wife likes North Indian. Even in my case, it was like that. I would love North Indian, but my husband loves South Indian. So I learned to try to cook it in a best possible manner, like in South Indian temples, the prasad, the rasam and the sabji and the sambar, what they do, it's very nice actually. Anyone, even North Indians love it. So I try to improve my cooking so much that I do love South Indian food now. So if we can get or develop the same taste, whatever our husband is having, as far as food is concerned, that will be very nice. I don't mean that if he loves non-veg and if we are, initiated disciples of our guru. No, we should not break the rules. As far as cooking prasad is concerned, let us cook prasad in a way that husband loves it. And let us also, cook it in a way that we too can love it. For example, if you love pulao and husband is not so fond of pulao, but he loves beans a lot, put a lot of beans in it, then you love the pulao also.
Wow.
So like that, if we can learn to cook in a way, husband also loves it, or husband loves it mainly, that's the best thing.
We can do that.
The next thing is that we have to keep the house clean. If we can keep the things in its places, then searching will become easy. If all our books are in place, all our things are in place, clothes in place, bed sheets in place, vessels in place, then we don't have to search for things. So we will save.
Also here, it is not wrong in general, if you take in general, but why should be a woman's duty to keep the house clean? I want to say two things. If both work, so if wife and husband, they both work, they have office time, they work out, they do office, or they work some other place outside. So it means that they both work and the responsibility to keep the house clean, to cook food should be split, because husband and wife spend the same amount of time out of home. So in this case, it is not fair to say that it is only a wife's duty to keep the house clean. In the second scenario, if the wife is a housewife, so of course she will work at home for the most time. But nobody is on service 24/7. So even if the wife is a housewife, that doesn't mean that she's not entitled to take rest. So if she's taking care of the kids, if she's cooking every meal, if she washes your clothes, if she keeps the house clean, so maybe one time you can say, you know what, you can sit here, I can take care of the food.
Our time,
let's go.
House looks neat, house looks spacious, and the husband will become very peaceful after his hectic office schedule. When he comes home, it becomes a home sweet home for him. When he sees a very clean house and a smiling wife. Yes, we have to smile. As far as possible, keep smiling. Prabhupada also said that, chant and be happy. It's not that if you chant, only you will be happy. Yes, if you chant nicely, attentively, you will be happy.
To smile.
But you have to chant and put an effort also to stay happy by following the principles of Bhagavad Gita. So if we can do that, then the husbands will be happy. Now, if we don't notice, if we put on a very long
in case you don't notice, the wife is a puppet, so like smile and be happy all the time, because you're not entitled to have an opinion or to express a different emotion. Just clean the home and keep smiling.
Do that, then the husbands will be happy. Now, if we don't do that, if we put on a very long grumpy face, then the husband will feel that he is not the provider of our happiness. Even if we are sad because of our office or because of our neighbor, he wants somehow to keep us happy. And if he is not able to see us happy, he will become very sad. Husbands are generally very good at heart. That is how they are. They are very good at heart, and they want to see us happy. Even though they may be criminal to the society, they want their wife and children to be happy, their mother and sisters to be happy. This is how men are. They are very protective. They love protecting their family members. Therefore, if we show that we are very happy in their company, under them, then they too will become happy. So these are the duties of a wife. Thank you very much.
So the video ends here likely because, this girl, this woman, this lady, I don't know how old she is, but already said so much, and I don't agree on one thing that she said, because she is putting everything in the wrong perspective. It is not duties of the wife, it is duties that needs to be split, needs to be 50-50. Keeping the house clean, cook food, keep the husband happy. It's not responsible of a wife to keep the husband happy, because they both should care about each other's happiness. It was my duty to keep you happy. I don't work for you. I'm a wife. So why it should be duties of a wife to keep the husband happy? So this is so, I don't know, it's so hurtful concept to say like that, like it's your duty to keep your husband happy. His happiness doesn't depend on me. What I have to say, I'm a human being. I cannot sacrifice my own emotion for keeping him happy. This is not how it works, because with time I will be frustrated. I will feel like I'm not good in this environment. I don't want to stay here, because I will feel suppressive so much. So what this lady is saying, it is absolutely very, very dangerous for a happy marriage. And I want to say another thing. I saw that this is Hare Krsna TV show, and there is another video in which she illustrates duties of the husband. So I'm very curious to actually watch the other video. And if you like this video so much, and maybe if you put many comments under it, I can think to react on the other video too. And let's see what she thinks are the duties of a husband. I have already an idea to what are the duties of a husband. Make money, for example. I'm sure that she's going to say that. Having a good salary, like, this is like the duty of a husband. I haven't watched the video yet, but I'm sure that this will be one of the points. Like, I want to bet on this. Making money, it will be like #1 duties of a husband. This is like so crazy. So, I hope that you like this video. Thank you so much for watching this. This is the type of video that I like the most to react to. I hope that you enjoy so much. Please leave a comment, leave a like, and see you soon. Bye!